All right, so I'm excited to introduce Andrew with Gay Men Thriving. I've been watching what they've been doing over the last couple of years and really admire what they're doing with their business and how great they're, growing and providing support for gay men like ourselves. When I was speaking to him, he had a lot of things that he could talk about. We've chosen, or he chose this along with collaboration with me, I suppose, to talk about energy work, which is something that's close to my heart and kind of how I got into coaching. So without further ado, I'm going to step aside and hand it over to you, Andrew. Um, See what you have to say.
All right, thank you, Patrick. And hello, guys. I'm really excited to be here with y'all. And surprisingly, I'm feeling nervous. And it's funny because we host workshops. We've had well over 100 gay men on Zoom meetings and stuff. But I've never talked about using energetic attraction to grow your business before. We're all about energetic attraction and relationships and the inner work. However, behind the scenes, my husband Zach and I we're using it in our business all the time. And so my goal today is to be as valuable as I can to y'all in the short time we have together. Um, and there's like hours and hours and hours of things I would like to talk to you about. So I'm going to do my best to be focused so that you actually leave with things that are useful. I would, and so as we go through this, it will be very helpful if you guys can participate and comment in the chat when I ask questions. I want to make sure we're on the same page. And so we're going to be talking about how you can use your own internal energy, aligning your own energy with attracting more clients, building the business of your dreams. And for a lot, type woo woo if you feel like that's woo woo and bullshit. If you think that like that kind of language is dumb, or type attraction if you believe in the law of attraction, that like energy is attracted to like itself. Okay, yeah, thank you, Brian. So at Gay Man Thriving, we run a variety of workshops and coaching programs for gay men who are ready to transform their lives and in the process help them build community. So our other goal is that they leave with lifelong friends when they go through our program. I don't know if you guys know this, but gay men, we are the subgroup or social group, however you want to define us, according to all the research that I found, that's the most likely to die alone and without adequate social support. Like, raise your hand if you've felt maybe isolated amongst the gay community. Has anyone felt that way? Yeah, so we're here to change that. And okay, great. So awesome, y'all. Good. Yeah, so I'm loving seeing the loving the woo woo and energy is the core of all we do. Yes, it is. And so one, and so that's what we do. So we've got a variety of programs. Energetic attraction coaching is our main program. And I'm also, so we're all business owners here, right? So I'm all about transparency, and the more transparent we can all be together, the more valuable this time is going to be, and the more you guys can all help each other too. That's something else we promote. So we we've created video curriculums. We have group coaching calls. We have a year-long program called High Vibe Partners, which is a really powerful mastermind. And I'll give you a bit of a background of myself. So I've actually been Gay Man Thriving has been in existence for just over 3 years now. And I was an entrepreneur for almost 10 years. I started out as a personal trainer, and then I started getting really physically sick, like really sick. joint pain all the time, IBS, lying in bed awake, miserable, depression, anxiety, all sorts of medications, PTSD, you know, going through all the conventional medicine stuff, and none of it worked for me. I still just kept getting worse and worse. And it wasn't until I went through different holistic modalities, changed my diet, etc., that was I able to heal myself. And then I became a health coach, and I started investing in business coaching to grow my health coaching practice. Met my husband, and this is like the 30-second version of what could be a you know 15-minute story. um so I get big dreams and big goals, and I also believe that we can be, do, have anything we desire in our heart in this lifetime, and that actually the desires that are planted in your heart are coming from the greater universe, the greater collective. And it's actually your duty to fulfill these desires. The desires that you have, like everyone here, you've been called to be a coach for a reason. You all want to help people. I imagine no one here just said, oh, coaching is probably the best way I can make money, and so that's what I'm going to do. You thought, okay, I actually want to help people and make a living doing something that I love, right? And so yeah, I started investing in a lot of business coaching, took major risks, started getting myself into a lot of credit card debt as I was investing in my business. Told my Zach, at my now husband, to quit his job and help me grow my online health coaching practice. And it was growing. I was helping a lot of people. And then I wasn't listening to my coach's advice, actually. They were like, fill up on the one-on-one work first and then scale up to a group. And I'm like, I'm getting bored of one-on-one health coaching. It's not that fun anymore for me. I want to lead a group. And so I'm going to put more money into Facebook ads, promote my group program, and I'm going to make $100,000. I'm going to have 100 people in it, and they're all going to pay $1,000, and then I'll scale it up. Going to be smooth sailing from there. We'll make $1 million the next time. It's going to be easy. Zach was all in it. We were doing our law of attraction ritual, like, oh, I'm so happy we've got 100 health coaching clients. And then we made $8,000 on the launch, and it didn't work. And then I found myself well over $100,000 in credit card debt, and like, oh shit, what do I do now? And here's where Zach and I, he became a trained coach himself during this time as well with IPEC. I think there's another IPEC person here at least. A great organization, and awesome, wonderful. And so ultimately we were just sitting in our living room in our apartment and feeling like we were in heaven with each other, just because we were present, we were feeling the love that we had from one another. And we were like, I wish all gay men could experience this, because it is possible. We're not special. People have the desire for that intimacy, right? and and so how can we make that happen? And so that's how Gay Men Thriving ultimately came to be. Is we got on a mission to help other gay men have what we have, and using the tools, using the energy, knowing that when you align your energy, like I believe this with every cell in my body. If you have a goal, if you have a desire, when you align your energy with that goal and desire, it's either going to manifest physically, like exactly how you want it, or it will manifest in a way that gives you everything you want from that desire. It just might look different physically, but you're not going to give a shit because you're feeling so happy and excited about what you're having in your life. Uh, you guys following that? Awesome. So, so long story short, gone through it was we've gone through a lot of pain and trouble, many fights going into business together, uh super taxing on our relationship, on our marriage. We've helped a lot of people, we've made tons of mistakes, we've hired lots of people, we've had to let lots of people go because we weren't in the right energy when we hired people. And fast forward to today, we've had over 200 men go through our programs. Success rates are incredible. We have clients who have now married the men of their dreams. We have clients who are working with us. Some are getting close to 2 years now because they want to keep growing and growing and growing with us. We've past 7 figures total in revenue. Um, not and our goal is to do that this year, to have our first 7 figure year. Last month was the best month that we had in terms of revenue collected. We had our first 6 figure month. And then one thing that happened, and I'm going to get vulnerable with you guys too. Um, just even 5 months ago, with like COVID hit us hard, really hard. Our main model was live events and enrolling people at live events. So you can imagine that threw a wrench in our things. So we didn't know if we would be in business anymore, right? We were thinking about bankruptcy, many challenges and issues in the marriage, all the stress from that. And I hired a coach who helped me make the internal changes. And when I say I hired a coach, we've been working with coaches this whole time. So we've invested 200K plus in coaching over the last 5 years. Like, yeah, we're charging for our coaching, and it's like always our highest expense. And just last week we enrolled in a 6 figure coaching program where we're the clients. And it's not just business strategy, it's like doing the deep work. But I found my place in not knowing, okay, are we going to be bankrupt, and is this relationship even going to last, to figuring things out, having a lot of tough conversations, and then manifesting the best months of our lives. And best months of our lives, the best months of our business, and our marriage is happier than it's ever been. And I see the comment, it's interesting how much you talk about money. Does anyone feel triggered by my use of talking about money? Because I know it's, and I said, I'm going to be transparent. And I know a lot of people, a lot of our clients don't like talking about money. It's a touchy subject for a lot of people. We learn it. There's lots of things like, yeah, so I get it if anyone's triggered. And also we're all here to grow coaching businesses. I would love to hear where you guys are at. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you with the quantity of your clients? The quantity of the clients that you have on a scale of 1 to 10. If you could type in the chat, I'm just curious to see.
10 being very happy.
Yeah, 10 being like, I am perfectly happy. I don't have too much. I have all that I want. Okay. Okay, great. So I'm seeing a lot of range. Awesome. And now I would love to see you type on a scale of 1 to 10. How satisfied are you like with the quality of your clients, like meaning I'm so happy to work with the people that I am working with. Love to see where y'all are there. Okay. Okay. So awesome. And I bet this is helpful for you guys to see each other as well. So so it's not, I saw one, three, and then, so most of you are really happy with the quality of the clients you have, and you would want to have more clients. Okay, great. So, um, I want to talk about the I'd be curious to hear from you guys first. What do you think are the big energy blocks that might prevent you from having more clients that you want? And anyone can speak or you can type in the chat. Focus. And I would also think underneath that, what might cause a lack of focus? Yeah, thoughts and speech. Okay, being new. All right. Need to make a decision. Goals. Getting myself coaching, known beyond my networks, trusting myself. All right. Yes. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we're getting deeper. Yes. Trusting myself. Yeah. Lack of trust. Fear. Yeah. Yes. Fear is a big one. And being unclear on my vision, yes. Getting the word out clearly of what I offer, yep. Waiting for certification. So I was on a coaching call with a client the other day he's starting to become a coach. I'm not saying you guys should do this, but he's like, I don't have a certification yet. I don't know if I can help anyone. And I had been meaning to declutter, and I was like, oh, here's mine. And I threw them in the trash can in front of him. And I'm not saying that training is not valuable. That's not, I have a ton of certifications, ton of background that I use it in my coaching business. I use it. It's great and it helps. However, the pieces of paper did absolutely nothing to get the clients I'm working with. Like they don't know about the certifications I have. The ones that do ask, oh, what's your training? What's your background? What, like, and I spend an hour talking to them, they ultimately don't hire me. The ones that just all that you need to know is you can help the person get to the next level in their life is all that you need to know. So I want to talk about some of the biggest energy blocks. And so does anyone here hate sales calls? Is yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Um I have beat my pillows, frustrated, angry, like after talking to 20 people in a row, like I don't even want to help anyone anymore. Why are these people talking to me if they're just gonna kick tires? Can anyone relate to that? Like you're talking to someone and you know that you can help them, you know, and this isn't every call, obviously, you know they can afford your services if they truly wanted to, and they're just like, I just really got to think about it. And then thinking about it turns into them not making their transformation. And you don't get the client that you're excited to work with, right? So I'm going to lay the energy blocks out. So someone named it, and it's fear. Anytime we're in a state of fear, yeah, do you have a question, Stephen? Okay. Okay, cool.
No, no, I don't. I just actually wanted to be the one to identify. So I
Oh, thank you.
put
Okay,
myself
cool.
out there. Why not?
Okay, perfect. So there's so fear of rejection is a really, really big energy block. And fear of rejection, fear of judgment, and that can prevent us from speaking the truth fully in our power and telling them what it is that we truly, truly see, because maybe we're afraid we might hurt their feelings or something. And so can anyone here see how maybe fear of rejection or fear of judgment is slowing you down in your coaching practice? Yeah, would anyone, yeah, fear I'm not good enough? Yeah. Would anyone be vulnerable and share a quick example of how you know that? Of
Hi,
how
this
you
is
see it?
Harry.
Yeah.
This is Harry, and I have always felt that I cannot be afraid that my client is going to fire me. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to do whatever it takes to be present with this client. And if they fire me, that's it. My fear of that keeps coaches shut up. They're not they're not being their true selves. And I think it's a good strategy and a tool and a teaching to learn how to do this. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Harry. So I'm gonna give you a quick thing that has, so it's always about the energy. So there's no perfect script I can give you. There's no perfect like step by step, like you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, and you'll get the perfect client. If I were to do it, it would be all around energy. And we're gonna do a practice today. So for example, I've had some people lately, my mind has been blown to see them say yes after they came. I knew they came to the call committed to say no. And like, can you ever tell that sometimes, like, okay, you came to this call committed to not making a decision, right? Like, yes. How fun is that? So I've seen that transform as I've gotten more bold to speak the truth and to see what I see. And so they're like, oh, can I just think about it? I need to think about it. I need to make sure it works for me. I've got some skepticism. So I'm like, you know what? Like, yes, if you really want to think about it and spend more time, you absolutely can. Like I don't like to play a follow-up game anymore myself. It's draining to me. Like I'm not going to follow up with you, and if you want to think about it, you absolutely can. However, I've seen you talk on this call about how you want to work on your self-doubts, you want to get more confident in making decisions, and you want to make some big changes. So if you want to think about it, that is literally feeding your old shadow patterns of not taking action. And that's absolutely your choice if you want to do it. Or if you want to take a leap, you want to make a big change, because if you want to make a big change in your life, you have to make a big change in the actions you're taking. So if you want to make a big change right now, even though it's scary as hell and you might feel like you're about to wet your pants, you can make that decision, take the leap of faith, and move on your way and change your life. So, like, what would you like to do? And many times they have said, shit, all right, okay, I'll do it. And then a week later, they're the happiest they've ever been in their lives because they immerse themselves in our program, they meet all of our amazing clients. And right, and so it's a win-win-win. A lot of people, it can be easy to think, oh, I don't want to push them. But that's the thing. If you're coming from the energy of, oh, I'm pushing them, I'm pushing them, you are pushing them if that's the energy you're coming from. But if you're unattached to the sale, then you're standing in your energy, you're simply speaking your truth. And if they say, oh yeah, I'll think about it, say, all right, that's perfectly fine. I'm gonna wish you happy thinking. And I would love to hear from you again later. Talk to you later, right? And I feel good because I spoke my truth, right? Is this helpful for y'all? Are y'all following? Okay. Um, and so another thing I saw is not feeling good enough. And so a lack of self-worth is a really, really big one. We live in a world today where it's very, very, very rare that people are thriving in their health, they're thriving in their career, and they're thriving in their relationships. Because inherently, especially as gay men, we learn to believe we're not good enough as we are. We learn to believe we don't deserve to be happy, that we are sinful, etc. And so subconsciously, when we don't feel worthy of living in our own paradise on earth, which is having an amazing coaching business, right? Relationships, great health. Subconsciously, we're going to contract when opportunities are presented. We might reach our hands out and it's like, oh, the subconscious mind's going to slap your hands and I'm not going to go for that. I'm going to go and clean my bathrooms instead. That's way more important. Or what have you. And so that's another piece, is really, really working on building your self-worth and investing in yourself. The number, if it wasn't for the coaches that I've hired, and I say the dollar amounts because like money is energy. That's all it is. Everything is energy. Money is a neutral energy. And when it's a neutral energy. And right now we need more people like you to be millionaires than Donald Trump's to have lots of money, right? Like not to get political, but the world needs people who are conscious, who genuinely want to do well. The world needs people like you to have that wealth because you're going to do conscious things with it. And so another belief that I have is that we are all one collective energy. So I've studied, quantum physics, metaphysics a lot, and we're also, so if you think about an atom, you've got the nucleus right here. Let's say the nucleus is my fist. An electron is going to be like a football field away. Everything in between that is matterless energy. So when I say energy, I actually mean like energy. It's spirally vortexes is what it is. And so we're all connected, right? Like where does the living room and your kitchen end? Where does that air end between your living room and the kitchen? There's no boundary. Same with our bodies. There's no real boundary between this arm and the air around it. It's just a denser energy. And so we're all subconsciously connected. We all know we are one. That's why at the deepest level, you want to help others because okay, these other people are part of me and I want to help them. It's like, that's what we're all here to do. And as gay men, um, sorry, I know I can be all over the place. You can tell I'm passionate. Um, so my belief, I'm a big A Course in Miracles student. So A Course in Miracles talks about how heaven is the awareness. It's just a simple awareness that we are all one. When we know we are all one, we never feel alone. There's nothing we have to hide, nothing we have to prove. And hell is believing in the ego and separation. And that's where we got to attack each other. We got to defend. If I run out of money or whatever, no one's going to save me. Like, all of that stuff. So gay men, going back to what I was saying, is the group most likely to feel alone, the most likely to feel isolated. No other group in the history of the world that I know of has gone through, especially the modern world, has gone through anything like the AIDS epidemic that gay men have gone through. And so gay men, we have collectively, there's no judgment, there's no blame around this. We have collectively created our own biggest hell, because of how isolated we are. What I also believe is we're here, the earth is a classroom. We're here to learn. And when we learn the lessons, we become stronger and we become teachers. And so because of that, I also believe gay men are here to come together to build the most fucking awesome communities that the world has ever seen. And then this is already happening when at our gay men thriving retreats, like straight females, straight guys are like, y'all's retreat is so awesome. Is there anything like that for like straight women? I want to be a part of it. Like for us to create the most amazing communities that straight people are like, oh my gosh, I want what gay guys have. And then we get to teach them. We are here to be leaders in the world. That's what I truly believe in every fiber of my being. And so I wanted to do one activity though. I know I just unloaded a lot on y'all. So I want to share the tool that my husband and I have used, that I've been using for 6-7 years, and which is aligning your energy with your dreams and desires. And it's as simple as that. I'm a big Abraham Hicks fan as well. I read the Law of Attraction books and I fucking do the things that they say to do. And so I want you to imagine that like you've got these desires in your heart for a reason, and it is your duty to fulfill these desires. And when you do, not only are you happier, but the world becomes a better place. And I want you to dream big. The world is changing more quickly than it ever has. And so that means you have the right to change more quickly than I was able to even like 3-4 years ago. And so I want you to think like 5 years from now, if you could, so I'll guide you through a short visualization actually. So let's take a deep breath in and get centered and let it out. And take another deep breath in through your nose and let it out. Take one more, getting present in your body, getting present with what your heart desires, knowing that this desire comes from something beyond your ego. This is a divine desire. Imagining we are all gathered here in a circle, in a beautiful space. And I want you to imagine that Tinkerbell has made a visit to us, and she is waving her magical wand. Her gold fairy dust is filling the space. And the fears inside of you are being brought to the light. They are being met with the light of this gold fairy dust. Fear of judgment, fear of speaking your truth, not worthy, not good enough. It is all being brought to the light, and you know these are not true now. And imagine that we are traveling forward through time, and your energy is aligned with your desires. You are moving forward through time. You are expanding. Your frequency is rising. Each day you are feeling happier. Each day you are feeling more confident, more joyful, and you are helping more men, or women, whoever it is you desire to work with. People are being drawn to you because you're speaking your truth and they know that you can help them. We're traveling forward through time. You're bringing in more income into your business. You're able to support yourself, live the lifestyle you want, afford the foods you want, the travel, the trips, and you are loving that you're experiencing this and you're simply being yourself and helping others, and they are so happy that you are helping them and they're so happy to enroll in your services. And I want to imagine that we're going 5 years into the future and we are gathered here at another Gay Coaches Alliance meeting, and we are reconvening and we're going to talk about what has the last month been like for you in the business of your dreams. What has been wonderful? What have you been enjoying? And we're going to talk about that. So it is now 2026 in March, and everyone here has grown and expanded. We're so happy to be here. You can slowly open your eyes. So yeah, I'm so happy all of you are living the business of your dreams. And so we're going to go into breakout rooms now on this fine day in March 2026. And each person is going to take 2 minutes and simply talk about what is going on in your business that you love. What is so great in your business just over the last month, now that you've grown, you've expanded, and you're living out your purpose. So we'll go to the breakout rooms whenever they are ready. Just gotta wrap up now. And yeah, more time. Yeah, we get that a lot in our programs. More time in the breakout rooms.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you all. I hope this was able to be helpful. And just so you know, the activity that you guys just did, I have literally done that at least 500 times myself in the last 4 years. So it's not like a one-time thing. Sometimes I'll do it 3 months from now, 1 year from now. And one quick feedback I heard some of you say, hopefully by then this will be happening, etc. Just pretend, right? Like Tinkerbell is in the room. It's, oh, I'm so happy this is going on. Like as if you're speaking it as if it's present day, this day. That would be the one main feedback I would give that I saw. And just have fun with it. You can come up with 10 different scenarios 5 years from now that could all be fun to just play around with. And it gets your mind open to opportunities and possibilities rather than constriction. So yeah, I hope this was helpful today.